The quiet hum of computers filled the International Deep Space Monitoring Station. Located high in the mountains of Colorado, the station was humanity's ears to the cosmos. Most days were routine, tracking satellites, monitoring space debris, and occasionally catching signals from Earth's own deep space probes. Today was different. Tom Parker sat up straight in his chair, his coffee forgotten as he stared at the reading on his screen. The signal was unlike anything he had seen before. It wasn't random space noise, and it definitely wasn't from any human spacecraft. "Hey, Mark, come look at this," Tom called to his supervisor. Mark Wilson, a man with gray hair and 30 years of experience in space communications, hurried over. His eyes widened as he looked at the screen. "Where is this coming from?" Mark asked, leaning closer to the monitor. "Edge of the Kuiper Belt. Signal's strong too. Whatever's sending this has some serious power behind it." Tom pulled up more data. "And look at this pattern. It's repeating every 12 seconds. Mark reached for the phone. "This is above our pay grade. We need to call Captain Miller." Within an hour, Captain James Miller of Earth's Space Rescue Operations arrived at the station. Despite being the head of humanity's most advanced space emergency response team, he wore a simple blue uniform without any fancy decorations. His job wasn't about looking important. It was about getting things done. "Show me everything," he ordered, and the team quickly briefed him on the signal. "It's encrypted," Tom explained, "but not like anything we've seen before. The complexity suggests it's artificial, but the encoding method—" He trailed off, shaking his head. Captain Miller studied the data scrolling across the screen. "Get every decoder we have working on this. If it's a distress call, someone out there needs help." For 3 days straight, the best minds in cryptography worked on the signal. They'd brought in supercomputers, artificial intelligence systems, and even pulled in experts from space agencies around the world. The signal kept coming, steady and unchanging. The breakthrough came from Dr. Lisa Brown, a quiet mathematician who had been staring at the patterns for hours. "It's not just one layer of encryption," she announced to the tired room. "It's 3 different mathematical languages layered on top of each other. Like someone trying 3 different ways to say the same thing, hoping one of them would make sense." With this insight, the team finally cracked the code. As the message began appearing on their screens, the room fell silent. "My God," Captain Miller whispered. The message was in plain mathematical terms, universal constants, and basic equations used to convey meaning. But what it revealed was staggering. A fleet of ships, carrying over 2 million refugees, was stranded at the edge of the solar system. Their main engines had failed, and they were quickly running out of power for their life support systems. 300 ships, Mark read from the decoded message. All of them stuck out there. Captain Miller walked to the window, looking up at the night sky. Somewhere up there, beyond what human eyes could see, an entire civilization was waiting for help. "Send a response," he ordered. "Tell them we've received their message." "But sir," one of the technicians spoke up, "we barely have the technology to reach Mars. How can we possibly help them?" Miller turned back to face the room. His expression was firm, determined. "We'll find a way. That's what humans do. We don't have their technology. We don't have their advanced ships, but we have something just as important. We have the will to help." The message they sent back was simple. "We hear you. We're coming to help. Hold on." As the response was transmitted into space, no one in the room knew exactly how they would accomplish this massive task. They only knew that somewhere in the darkness of space, millions of lives were hanging in the balance, and humanity had just made a promise they would have to keep. The greatest rescue mission in human history was about to begin. 2 days after sending Earth's response, the alien fleet replied. The message came through clearer this time, as if they had adjusted their communication systems to match Earth's technology. In the main conference room of the Space Rescue Operations Center, Captain Miller and his team watched as the alien transmission appeared on the large screen. Unlike their distress call, this message came with visual data. The image that formed showed a tall, humanoid figure. The alien commander had blue-tinted skin and large, expressive eyes. What caught everyone's attention was how tired and worried the alien looked. Some emotions, it seemed, were universal. "I am Commander Ray of the Stellar Alliance." The alien spoke, their words automatically translated by the computer. We are surprised by your response. Most surprisingly, we are shocked that you offered help without asking for payment or conditions." The room stayed quiet as the alien continued speaking. "We have passed 12 advanced civilizations on our journey. Each one turned us away when they learned of our fleet size. They said helping so many ships would drain their resources." Captain Miller stepped forward to respond. "Commander Ray, humanity may be young in space travel, but we understand the importance of helping those in need. It's a core part of who we are." The alien commander's eyes widened slightly. "Young in space travel? What do you mean?" "Our most advanced ships have only reached Mars, the 4th planet in our system," Miller explained honestly. "We haven't yet developed faster-than-light travel." The silence that followed was heavy. The alien crew members visible in the background started talking among themselves, clearly concerned. Commander Ray spoke again, their voice careful. "You offer help despite having such limited space capability. How can you possibly assist us?" Miller smiled. "We may not have advanced ships, but we have other strengths. Our entire planet is mobilizing to help. We just need to understand exactly what's wrong with your engines." "The quantum drive cores are failing," Ray explained, sending technical diagrams to Earth's computers. "The material degradation is beyond our ability to repair with our current resources." Dr. Robert Hayes, Earth's leading engineer on the project, studied the diagrams carefully. "The basic principles here aren't as alien as they might seem," he said. "Every engine, no matter how advanced, follows certain physical laws." Over the next few hours, humans and aliens exchanged more information. The aliens were puzzled by human questions about basic materials and mechanical stress, things their civilization had considered solved problems centuries ago. "Your approach is unusual," Commander Ray noted. "Our engineers focus on quantum field manipulation and energy patterns. You ask about metal fatigue and cooling systems. Sometimes the simplest problems have the biggest impacts," Dr. Hayes replied. "Even the most advanced engine can fail if its basic components aren't working right." As the discussions continued, something unexpected happened. The alien children from the refugee ships started appearing in the background of transmissions, curious about these strange humans who offered help when no one else would. One small alien child pushed forward to the screen. "Is it true you still use wheels on your vehicles?" the child asked, fascinated. Miller laughed. "Yes, we do. Sometimes the old ways work just fine." The meeting concluded with a plan. Earth would send its best engineers to examine the fleet's engines personally. It would take time to reach the Kuiper Belt with human technology, but the aliens' remaining power reserves would last long enough. As the transmission ended, Commander Ray made one final statement. "In all our travels, we never expected to find such willingness to help among a species that hasn't even left their solar system. Perhaps we were looking for the wrong kind of advancement all along." Back on Earth, Captain Miller looked at his team. "We've got a lot of work ahead of us," he said. "But today, humanity just made its real first step into the galactic community. Not because of our technology, but because of our heart." Outside the command center, news of the alien fleet was spreading across Earth. Scientists, engineers, and ordinary people were already volunteering to help. Humanity was about to show the galaxy that advanced technology wasn't the only measure of a civilization's worth. The massive screens in Earth's Engineering Command Center displayed the alien engine schematics in glowing blue light. Dr. Anna Thompson stood before them, her experienced eyes studying every detail of the quantum drives that powered the refugee fleet's ships. "It's both simpler and more complex than we thought," she announced to the room full of engineers from around the world. "The quantum mechanics behind these engines are beyond our current understanding. but the reason they're failing. That's something we've dealt with for centuries. She zoomed in on a particular section of the engine diagram. The room full of engineers leaned forward, and several of them started nodding as they recognized what they were seeing. Metal fatigue, said Bill Roberts, a veteran aerospace engineer. Even with their advanced technology, they couldn't escape the basic laws of physics. Dr. Thompson pointed to several key components in the engine design. These parts are experiencing extreme stress from the quantum reactions. The aliens focused so much on perfecting the quantum field generators that they overlooked something basic, the physical materials holding everything together. The next transmission with Commander Ray's ship revealed something surprising. The aliens had never considered this angle because their civilization had moved away from physical engineering centuries ago. They had focused entirely on energy fields and quantum mechanics, viewing traditional material science as primitive. You mean the problem isn't with the quantum field generators? Commander Ray asked, clearly confused. No, Dr. Thompson explained, pointing to the diagrams. Your quantum technology works perfectly. It's the metal housing containing it that's failing. Think of it like having the world's most advanced computer inside a box that's falling apart. The alien engineers in the background looked embarrassed. They had become so focused on advancing their quantum technology that they'd forgotten about maintaining the basic structural integrity of their ships. Dr. Thompson continued, "We might not understand how your quantum drives work, but we know everything about metal fatigue, stress points, and material engineering. Humanity has been building and fixing machines for hundreds of years. Over the next few days, Earth's engineers worked around the clock, testing different metal alloys that could withstand the intense conditions inside the quantum drives. They combined traditional metals with modern composites, creating new materials specifically designed for this challenge. The beauty of this solution," Bill explained to a group of alien engineers over the video link, "is that you won't need to change anything about your quantum technology. We're just giving it a stronger house to live in." To demonstrate their solution, the human team built a small-scale model of the quantum drive housing using their new alloy. The aliens watched with growing interest as the humans conducted stress tests, something their civilization hadn't done in generations. "Watch this," Dr. Thompson said, as they subjected the test material to conditions similar to those in the quantum drives. The new alloy held strong, showing minimal wear even under extreme stress. One of the alien engineers spoke up, "In our pursuit of advanced quantum physics, we forgot the importance of basic engineering principles. This is humbling." Commander Ray's voice carried a note of hope for the first time since their first contact. "How long will it take to manufacture enough of this material for all our ships?" "We've already contacted manufacturing plants around the world," Dr. Thompson replied. "Humanity is good at mass production. It's one of our specialties. We can have enough material ready within a month." The aliens were stunned. In their society, manufacturing was done entirely by automated quantum assemblers. The idea of traditional factories working around the clock, with human workers operating the machinery, seemed ancient to them. Yet here was humanity, ready to save their entire fleet using these primitive methods. As the meeting ended, Dr. Thompson looked at her team. "We're going to need every skilled metalworker, every machinist, and every engineer on Earth for this project. But first, we need to test this solution on one of their ships." The real work was about to begin. Humanity was about to show the galaxy that sometimes the simplest solutions were the best ones, and that true advancement meant remembering the basics while reaching for the stars. The first test of humanity's solution took place on a small scout ship from the alien fleet. The vessel, about the size of a large airplane, had been carefully moved closer to Earth's orbit using its remaining emergency power. Mike Cooper, a master welder with 30 years of experience, floated outside the alien ship in his spacesuit. He was accompanied by 2 other engineers and an alien technician named Cole, who watched with both worry and curiosity. "I still don't understand," Cole said through the communication system. "Why not use automated repair drones? Why risk human lives for this?" Mike smiled inside his helmet as he prepared his specialized welding equipment. Some things need a human touch. Machines can't feel the metal, can't sense when something's not quite right. The repair team had trained for 2 weeks on Earth using a mock-up of the alien engine housing. Now, floating in space, they began removing the damaged sections of the quantum drive's outer shell. The alien metal had indeed cracked under the intense stress of containing the quantum reactions. "Look here," Mike said, pointing to a particular section. "See how the stress patterns spread. No computer would have caught this. You need eyes that have seen thousands of metal failures to spot these patterns." The aliens watched through cameras as the human team worked. Their advanced civilization had long ago moved away from such primitive hands-on repairs. Everything in their society was automated, quantum-based, and controlled by artificial intelligence. Hour after hour, the humans worked methodically. They removed damaged sections, carefully fitted the new alloy components, and welded everything together with precision that surprised their alien observers. Mike's hands, steady from decades of practice, moved with certainty even in the challenging environment of space. "The quantum field readings are improving," Kula reported, surprise evident in their voice. "The new housing is actually containing the energy better than our original design." Dr. Thompson, monitoring from Earth, smiled. "Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. Your quantum technology is incredible, but it still needs a solid foundation." As the repair team finished their work, something unexpected happened. The quantum drive's energy output increased beyond its previous capacity. The new housing wasn't just fixing the problem. It was making the engine more efficient. "This is impossible," one of the alien engineers exclaimed over the communication link. "The housing material shouldn't affect the quantum field this way." Dr. Thompson explained, "The better containment means less energy loss. Your quantum theories are perfect, but they needed better physical engineering to reach their full potential." The test ship's engines powered up fully for the first time in months. The quantum field, now properly contained by the new housing, hummed with stable energy. The aliens ran test after test, and each one showed the same result. The primitive human solution had made their advanced technology work better than ever. Commander Ray's voice came over the communication system. "I must admit, we had doubts about this approach. Our civilization has spent so long advancing our quantum science that we forgot the importance of basic engineering principles." Mike and his team returned to their ship, tired but proud. As they looked back at the repaired alien vessel, its quantum drive now glowing with stable, bright energy, they knew they had proved something important. Humanity might not have faster-than-light travel or quantum technology, but they understood the fundamental principles that held the universe together. "One ship down," Mike said, removing his helmet. "Only 299 to go." Back on Earth, factories were already working at full capacity, producing the special alloy in quantities needed for the entire fleet. Engineers from every country were preparing for the largest repair operation in human history. News channels showed footage of welders, mechanics, and metalworkers training day and night, preparing to work on alien technology. The aliens had come seeking help from advanced civilizations, only to find salvation in humanity's mastery of the basics. As the test ship maneuvered smoothly using its repaired engines, it became clear that sometimes the most advanced solution isn't the most complex one. Sometimes it just takes the right person with the right skills and the determination to get the job done. The largest space mission in human history began on a clear morning in July. 50 Earth ships, ranging from modified space shuttles to new rescue vessels, launched from various points around the globe. Each carried teams of engineers, welders, and technicians, along with tons of the specially designed alloy. From Mission Control in Houston, Captain Miller watched the launches with pride. The ships might look basic compared to alien technology, but they carried humanity's finest workers and Earth's greatest hope of helping the stranded fleet. "Launch sequence complete," reported Susan Wells, the mission coordinator. "All 50 ships are on course. Estimated arrival at the alien fleet's position in 15 days." The journey to the edge of the Kuiper Belt was long by human standards, but quick compared to how long the aliens had been stranded. During the transit, the repair teams continued practicing their techniques in their ship's cargo holds, perfecting their movements in zero gravity. Among them was Jack Turner, a construction worker who had never imagined he'd be heading to space. "I've been fixing steel structures for 20 years, he told his teammates. Never thought those skills would be needed among the stars. When the human fleet finally reached the alien ships, the sight was breathtaking. Hundreds of massive vessels stretched out across space, their quantum drives dim but still functioning enough to maintain basic life support. The alien ships dwarfed Earth's vessels, making them look like rowboats next to cruise ships. Commander Ray's voice came over the radio. "Welcome, humans. I must admit, seeing your small ships approach our fleet, it reminds us of how much faith we're placing in your abilities." The operation began immediately. Teams of human workers, suited up in their space gear, moved from ship to ship. They carried their tools, welding equipment, metal cutters, and testing devices, all modified to work in space, but fundamentally the same as what they used on Earth. The aliens watched in amazement as the humans worked. Instead of automated systems or complex quantum tools, they saw people using their hands, their experience, and their judgment to make repairs. Each weld, each replacement part, was installed with care and precision. "Your people work so." Personally, an alien engineer observed to Dr. Thompson, who was coordinating the repairs from the main command ship. "That's our strength," she replied. "Each person here knows their craft inside and out. They can feel when something's wrong and know exactly how to fix it." The work was challenging. Space was unforgiving, and the repairs had to be perfect. But the human teams had something that surprised the aliens: adaptability. When they encountered unexpected problems, they didn't need to consult complex computers or run quantum simulations. They simply figured out solutions on the spot, drawing from centuries of human engineering experience. One particularly touching moment came when a young alien child watched from a viewport as Mary Parker, a welder from Detroit, repaired their ship's engine housing. The child pressed their hands against the window, fascinated by the sparks from the welding torch. "Why does she use fire in space?" the child asked their parent. "It's not fire, little one," the parent explained. "It's the light of hope." As days turned into weeks, ship after ship was repaired. The quantum drives, housed in their new, stronger containers, began glowing with renewed energy. Each successful repair lifted the spirits of both humans and aliens. The operation wasn't just about fixing ships. It was about two civilizations learning from each other. The aliens began to appreciate the value of hands-on work, while the humans gained insights into advanced technology. Together, they were creating something new, a perfect blend of high technology and practical engineering. By the end of the first month, over 100 ships had been repaired. The alien fleet was starting to come back to life, quantum drives glowing brightly against the darkness of space. Each repaired vessel was a testament to human determination and skill. "We never imagined," Commander Ray said during an evening briefing, "that our salvation would come from people who still work with their hands. We had forgotten that there is wisdom in simplicity, strength in basic skills." Operation Salvation was far from over, but its success was already changing how two civilizations saw each other and themselves. In the depths of space, humanity had proved that sometimes the most advanced civilization isn't the one with the most complex technology, but the one that remembers the fundamental principles that built it. 3 months into Operation Salvation, the repair mission had transformed into something much more significant. The human repair teams now lived aboard the alien ships they were fixing, and what began as a rescue mission had become an unprecedented exchange of knowledge and culture. In the main dining hall of Commander Ray's flagship, humans and aliens shared meals together. Despite their different biologies, they found ways to accommodate each other's needs. The aliens were particularly fascinated by the human custom of cooking food. "You mean you don't use molecular synthesizers?" asked an alien child, watching as Pete Wilson, one of the Earth's engineers, heated up a simple meal of pasta. Pete laughed. "Nope. Sometimes the old ways taste better." He offered the child a cookie his wife had packed for him. The alien children had quickly discovered that human snacks, carefully tested for compatibility, were a special treat. During break periods between repairs, the two species found themselves learning from each other in unexpected ways. The aliens taught humans about quantum physics and advanced mathematics, while humans shared practical knowledge about machinery, materials, and hands-on crafts. Dr. Thompson spent her evenings in what the crew now called the exchange room, where humans and aliens gathered to share stories and knowledge. She watched as Tom, a mechanic from Texas, taught young alien engineers how to feel the vibrations in an engine to diagnose problems. "Your quantum sensors can tell you a lot," Tom explained, guiding an alien's hand to feel the engine's rhythm. "But sometimes your own senses, developed through years of experience, can tell you things a computer might miss." The aliens, in turn, helped humans understand the principles behind their quantum technology. They were surprised to find that humans grasped complex concepts quickly when explained in practical terms rather than pure theory. "It's like fixing an old car," said Linda Martinez, a mechanic-turned-space engineer. "The principles don't change just because the technology gets more advanced. Everything still needs maintenance, care, and understanding." Commander Ray noticed another interesting development. The alien children, who had grown up in a world of automated systems and AI assistants, were now eagerly learning hands-on skills from the humans. They were fascinated by simple tools and basic engineering principles. "Our children have never seen anyone build or fix things with their own hands," the commander admitted to Captain Miller during one of their daily meetings. "We've been so focused on advancing our technology that we forgot the joy of creating and repairing things ourselves." The human presence had another unexpected effect. The aliens began to rediscover skills their civilization had left behind generations ago. Young alien engineers started requesting lessons in welding and metalwork, fascinated by the precision and artistry involved. One evening, a group of alien engineers gathered around Mike Cooper as he demonstrated basic welding techniques in the ship's workshop. Their questions showed a growing appreciation for what they had once considered primitive skills. "There's something satisfying about making something with your own hands," Mike explained, helping an alien engineer hold a welding torch. "No quantum computer can replace the feeling of knowing you fixed something yourself." The cultural exchange went beyond technical skills. Humans shared their music, art, and stories. While the aliens taught them about distant worlds and advanced sciences, they found common ground in their shared curiosity about the universe and their desire to learn from each other. Even the food became a bridge between cultures. The ship's synthesizers were programmed with human recipes, while humans learned to appreciate alien cuisine. Meal times became opportunities for storytelling and building friendships. "We came here expecting to just fix ships," Captain Miller said during a celebration marking the repair of the 200th vessel. "Instead, we're building bridges between civilizations." Commander Ray stood next to him, looking out at the gathering of humans and aliens. "Perhaps this is what both our species needed. You've reminded us of the importance of practical skills and personal connection, while we've shown you possibilities beyond your current technology." As the evening continued, the sounds of human laughter mixed with alien expressions of joy. In the background, the quantum drives hummed with renewed energy, their housings strong and secure thanks to human engineering. The rescue mission had become more than just saving stranded ships. It had become a lesson in how different civilizations could complement each other, each bringing their own strengths to create something greater than either could achieve alone. 6 months after the first repair began, the last ship in the alien fleet received its upgraded engine housing. On the observation deck of Commander Ray's flagship, humans and aliens gathered to watch as the final quantum drive blazed to life, its glow joining the hundreds of others that now shone brightly against the dark canvas of space. Captain Miller stood beside Commander Ray, both leaders watching their people celebrate together. The sight of the fully restored fleet was impressive. Each ship's quantum drive now shone brighter than ever, housed in Earth's specially designed alloy. "When we sent that distress signal," Commander Ray said, "we hoped to find advanced technology to save us. Instead, we found something more valuable, wisdom we had forgotten and friends we never expected." The successful repair of the fleet had caught the attention of the wider galactic community. Representatives from other alien civilizations, including some who had turned the refugees away, arrived to witness the achievement. They were stunned to find that a species that hadn't even achieved faster-than-light travel had succeeded where more advanced civilizations had failed. Dr. Thompson stood before the gathered representatives, presenting the final report on what many now called the human solution. The data showed that the repaired ships were operating at 120% of their original efficiency, thanks to the combination of quantum technology and human engineering principles. "The secret wasn't in making something more complex," she explained. "It was about remembering the basics, understanding materials, respecting physical laws, and applying practical knowledge gained through centuries of hands-on experience." The alien representatives listened with growing interest as she outlined how human manufacturing techniques could be combined with quantum technology to create more reliable and efficient systems. Several civilizations immediately proposed trade agreements with Earth, but the most significant announcement came from Commander Ray. "The Stellar Alliance has made a decision," they declared to the gathered crowd. "Earth will be granted full membership in our alliance, despite not meeting the usual technological requirements." The room erupted in cheers as Commander Ray continued. "This crisis has taught us that advancement isn't just about technology. It's about wisdom, practical knowledge, and most importantly, the willingness to help others in need." Captain Miller stepped forward with an announcement of his own. "And Earth has something to share as well. We are establishing the Joint Human-Alien Engineering Academy, where both species can learn from each other. We'll teach practical engineering and hands-on skills, while learning about advanced quantum mechanics and space travel." The first students were already signed up, young aliens eager to learn human engineering techniques, and human engineers ready to study quantum technology. The academy would combine the best of both worlds, human practical wisdom and alien advanced science. Mike Cooper, who had helped repair the first test ship, was named one of the Academy's first instructors. "Never thought I'd be teaching welding to aliens," he laughed. "But I guess good craftsmanship is universal." As the celebration continued, news arrived from Earth. Countries around the world were already building new facilities to manufacture the special alloy, now in high demand across the galaxy. Earth had found its place in the galactic community not through military might or technological superiority, but through practical knowledge and the willingness to help others. "You know what the best part is?" Linda Martinez said to a group of alien engineers. "We didn't have to become like you to help you. We just had to be ourselves, practical problem solvers who aren't afraid to get our hands dirty." The gathering concluded with a ceremony that would be remembered for generations. As the fleet prepared for departure, each ship activated its quantum drive simultaneously. The combined glow of 300 perfectly functioning engines lit up the space around them like a new constellation. Commander Ray turned to Captain Miller. "Your people have given us more than just repaired ships. You've reminded the galaxy that true advancement comes in many forms. Sometimes the most important technologies are the simplest ones, and the greatest wisdom is remembering where you came from." As the human repair ships began their journey home, they carried with them not just the satisfaction of a completed mission, but the beginning of a new chapter in human history. Earth had proven that there was still room in an advanced galaxy for practical wisdom, simple solutions, and the human touch. The stars ahead seemed brighter now, full of possibilities. Humanity had taken its first real step into the galactic community, not by abandoning its roots, but by showing that sometimes the old ways were still the best ways.